Social media manager versus social media assistant. What's the difference? And are there different skills needed? And what's the biggest trap that most people fall into? Hi everybody, in this video I'm going to share with you all the answers to these questions. Stay tuned until the end where I share with you the biggest trap I see happening when it comes to these two different job titles, and it makes a massive difference when it comes to earning money. So stay tuned. Before we dive in with this video, I would love for you if you would subscribe to this channel so you guys stay informed every time I have a new video for you guys ready. All right, let's dive in right away. What is a social media manager actually doing? I do have a video where I talk specifically about the tasks and how that looks, so make sure that you check that video out. But for now, let's just say it's an all-inclusive resort. A social media manager is creating caption, editing pictures, creating videos, creating reels and TikToks, and creating memes, literally everything you can think of on their own. So they come up with all these ideas. And I'm not saying that a social media assistant is not doing that, but what's the biggest difference is the expertise a social media manager should have. I say should have because I feel like nowadays everybody is a social media manager, and the lines are a bit blurry, but to me personally, a social media manager is an expert on their field. That means they know the different algorithms. They know how the Facebook algorithm works. They know that there's a difference to the Instagram algorithm, right? So when you work with clients and someone comes to you and tells you, hey, that picture you just posted on Instagram, could you also post that for us on the Facebook page? If you're a social media manager, aka an expert, you should know that this wouldn't perform well. So you would tell your client, no, I will create something different. As a social media assistant, you want to do a great job and you will most likely execute those tasks because your experience and your expertise and your knowledge is different. So the biggest difference to me is the knowledge. That's number one. Now, that doesn't mean that you have to create content for every single platform from scratch, but you should know that the different social media channels are like different countries. They all speak a different language. That doesn't mean you can't share the same message. You just have to adapt it. You have to change the language. So maybe that picture you will turn into a video, right? So that is one difference. The other difference is if you work with clients, let's use social media assistant this time. Your client will tell you, hey, can you upload these pictures in our planning tool, or can you upload the captions I've just written, or could you edit this video? But really the client is in charge of the social media strategy and what kind of content they want to create. They just outsource several tasks to you as a social media assistant. As a social media manager, however, like we said, you are the all-inclusive resort. So you are in charge of the social media strategy. You should know for that specific client, what kind of platform should they be on? What kind of content should they post? Because you have discussed with them their marketing goals, and now you're creating a strategy and you're executing that strategy. So the social media strategy, and basically the one who's in charge of everything, the one who pulls everything together, that's you as a social media manager. As a social media assistant, you're most likely going to execute what your client tells you. Now, this brings us to the third and most important part, and that is how you charge for your services. As a social media manager, you should have, like I said, bigger knowledge and a bigger expertise that will make a difference in how you charge. As a social media assistant, you will most likely charge by the hour. And this can be anything from $10 to $40 an hour, depending on your area of expertise and how long you've been in business, etc. But as a social media manager, I actually want you to charge package prices. Now, I will go a bit more in depth about this, but I wanted to let you know that I've also created a full-on free training on how to get started as a social media manager, where I talk a little bit more about those package prices. So make sure you click the link below this video and sign up for that free class. There you will also see whether that's even something for you or not. So now let's go back to those package prices. You want to create package prices because otherwise you cannot scale your business, right? If you charge by the hour, at one point you will run out of hours. Now you have to charge more for your hourly rate, but maybe the clients are not willing to pay that anymore. However, if the client knows that you're the expert and that you're constantly on top of things, they're willing to charge that. Plus, you've created a package. You're not specifically outlining how long it takes for you to do a certain task. That also means over time you will be faster and you will batch create your content in 1 or 2 days. Again, this is a different topic. But what I want to highlight with this is when you charge a package price, let's say $1,000 for, let's say, Instagram and Facebook management, and you'll also create some reels, and you'll charge $1,000 for that one client, and you have 5 clients, that gives you the $5,000 a month. So it's way easier to achieve that goal when you charge package prices. Again, you will be the all-inclusive resorts and you will be in charge of everything. You'll also have to make sure that you're constantly up to date with all the social media changes, but that's also the beauty of this shop. Now, you might think, one thing, Nadine, when we create reels, etc., how is this going to be my job when they have to be in the video? I love to see social media manager doing their job like a movie producer. So you're basically researching what kind of music is currently trending, and you can write a little script for the client. So all they have to do is show up in front of the camera, film it, and then send it to you. You're going to do the editing. You know it will perform well because you researched a trending song. You already came up with the idea what the client could do, and now you'll edit it for them. So these are the three biggest differences to me when it comes to social media manager and social media assistant. Again, I would love for you to watch the free training on how to get started as a social media manager. And if you have any questions or want me to do another training, let me know below this video, and see you in the next one. Bye.